Welcome to Timekeeping. This show will attempt to chronicle year-by-year changes to the Walt Disney World Resort, from the excitement of a new ride opening to the minutia of a store changing names. Join us as we celebrate 50 years of the vacation kingdom of the world. 2009 started as a rough year for the Walt Disney World Resort and as well the company at large due to the global economy. New promotions and deep discounts marked the year. After the end of the second year of the Year of a Million Dreams promotion, they introduced What Will You Celebrate? In addition to different group promotions and packages, everyone would get a free one-day, one-park admission ticket on their birthday. Guests who visited on their birthday but had an annual pass or multi-day ticket could choose to either use the ticket at a later date, get a gift card for the value of the ticket, or receive special fast passes for the day. Millions of guests participated in the promotion, which tied into changes in the park as far as entertainment was concerned. At the Magic Kingdom, the Share a Dream Come True parade became the Celebrate a Dream Come True parade on January 23rd. The parade itself saw some decoration and costume changes, but remained mostly the same. Dancer costumes were standardized between all of the floats and tied into Mickey and Minnie's lead float. Mickey balloons, one of the images used throughout the What Will You Celebrate promotion, and updates to the banners were the most substantial changes. The parade also had a brand new soundtrack, including a show stop, a rarity for Magic Kingdom parades, and the show stop music would feature Disney Channel stars of that time singing the event's theme song. A second parade of sorts was added to Main Street USA with the Move It, Shake It, Celebrate It Street Party on February 12th. The parade consisted of dancers and stilt walkers and 5 floats. The lead float featured Mickey, Minnie, Goofy, and Donald on a party hat float with an MC. The other floats had characters from The Jungle Book, Toy Story, Chip and Dale, and The Incredibles on large present-shaped floats. After circling the hub, the floats would stop and perform a long show, encouraging guests to jump in the street and dance. Other characters like the Genie would then emerge from inside of the presents during the show stop. Just off of the hub, the Wishes Fireworks Dessert Party began on June 23rd. The price at that time, $17 per person. A very young Tom Corliss would attend the second ever one of these and remark, "Man, they could charge a lot more for these. Man, I really hate myself." Moving into Adventureland, the Pirates League, a boutique to transform kids into pirates with makeup and costume pieces, opened in Caribbean Plaza. Following that path into Frontierland, the former McDonald's Fry Cart was demolished and a new quick service location built in its place, the Golden Oak Outpost. After a short preview window, the Hall of Presidents returned after a lengthy refurbishment on July 4th. The new show, adding President Barack Obama, was narrated by Morgan Freeman, focused more on the presidents as people rather than larger-than-life legends. It would reiterate over and over that the presidents were, in fact, one of us. In addition to the traditional speeches by Lincoln and the sitting president, a George Washington speech was added as well. Tomorrowland would see some major updates in 2009. Both the Tomorrowland Transit Authority and Space Mountain saw lengthy refurbishments. The TTA reopened on October 2nd with new narration that is interrupted by characters tied into the land's attractions, and it also referenced it for the first time in many, many years as the People Mover. Space Mountain would reopen on November 21st. This substantial refurbishment saw part of the track replaced, the addition of audio elements including the first ever on-ride audio track, interactive games along the standby section of the queue, and as well an on-ride photo. The Galaxy Palace Theater in Tomorrowland was demolished for more management parking, and the meet and greets were now being placed along the wall that replaced it. May 3rd saw the addition of one of the shortest-lived offerings in Disney history, Stitch's Supersonic Celebration. It closed less than 2 months later on June 27th. The show is celebrating Galaxy Day and begins with a version of The Future Has Arrived from the Meet the Robinsons film. Stitch would then appear on screen in technology similar to Turtle Talk with Crush, where he could interact with the host and guests, all before breakdancing robots came out to interact with the female dancers dressed like aliens from 60s Star Trek. This is real. Stitch would finally appear in person in his Elvis costume to dance to Stop, Look, and Listen before the show once again ended with The Future Has Arrived. The failure of the show is attributed to two main factors. Number one, that many guests just didn't think it was very good, and number two, that it opened in the hot summer months with absolutely no shade structure. Over at EPCOT, Future World had changes centered around Innoventions. The House of Innoventions closed, but two significant exhibits would open. The Great Piggy Bank Adventure would open on May 19th, teaching kids about savings through a series of interactive kiosks where they could help save for a new bedroom or a dream vacation by collecting money. This would require carrying a physical piggy bank between stations. The coolest effect was that somehow the piggy bank would gain weight as it went from station to station as you collected more money. The Sum of All Thrills, sponsored by Raytheon, opened on October 14th. This experience allowed guests to design a virtual roller coaster, and the computer made sure they understood the math behind their choices in the track. Once the coaster was designed, they would ride their roller coaster by boarding a two-seat vehicle mounted on a KUKA robotic arm that allowed a full range of motion, including inversions. This was a very big deal, as at the time, the Wizarding World of Harry Potter was under construction at Universal Orlando Resort, and of course the first major use of KUKA arms in a ride would be seen in the Forbidden Journey attraction. Also starting in Innoventions, but continuing around World Showcase, was the Kim Possible World Showcase Adventure, opening on January 28th. Guests would sign up to be secret agents and receive a flip phone-like device that would guide them through one of 7 different adventures in World Showcase pavilions. The story would play out on the screens of the guest's phone device, and interactive elements would actually be triggered in the pavilions. This included things such as a monkey popping out of a store display or the volcano in the Mexico pavilion launching a rocket. Mexico, Japan, France, the United Kingdom, China, Norway, and Germany each featured different villains from the series. Also in World Showcase, La Cava del Tequila would open inside the Mexico Pyramid in August. Meanwhile, over in the France pavilion, a small audio-animatronic Remy from the film Ratatouille would begin to greet diners from a wheeled trolley at Chefs de France. That started in March. With its rebranding in 2008, the addition of a new parade and a new ride, the hits just kept on coming at Disney's Hollywood Studios as Disney reinvested in the park. The main addition was the American Idol Experience, which would begin soft openings in January with the grand opening on February 14th, Valentine's Day. The show, which would take place in the newly named Superstar Television Theater, a nod to the original inhabitant of the space, would be the first entertainment offering in this building in almost a decade. The show would be one of the most unique in Disney history, as spaces were set up where guests could audition in private throughout the day. They would then, if successful, be assigned to perform for guests and a panel of judges on stage at a specified showtime. The winners from those individual shows throughout the day would then compete in the finale show of the day, which allowed them to win a dream ticket. The dream ticket worked as a fast pass of sorts at actual American Idol auditions around the country. They would get to skip the line, which could often be several hours long, at any of these audition processes. While the judges will either encourage or occasionally critique the performers, the winners were decided by the audience via some voting pads that were added between each set of seats. In March, D23, the Walt Disney Company's newly established fan club, took over sponsorship of Walt Disney One Man's Dream. In May, Carl, Russell, and Doug from Disney Pixar's Up would begin greeting guests inside the animation building. In June, a Luxo Jr., the Pixar lamp, audio animatronic character would start to make appearances from a window above Pixar Place. It was a stunning offering that sadly, due to legal concerns, was canceled very quickly. In September, the chicken coop from Hannah Montana the movie was added to the queue of the studio backlot tour. It's a big, big prop. Meanwhile, in September in Anaheim, California, at the first ever D23 Expo, it was announced that the original Star Tours would close to make way for Star Tours 2. Unfortunately, 2009 saw a series of accidents that claimed the lives of cast members. In the early morning of July 5th, a collision between monorail pink and purple killed 21-year-old Austin Wenenberg. The two colors were retired and replaced by monorail teal, which was made of the undamaged portions of the two trains later that year. In August, performer Mark Priest was injured and later died from a fall off of the Pirates stage in Adventureland. And Anislav Varbanov, a stunt performer, died from a broken neck during a rehearsal at the Indiana Jones Stunt Spectacular. After the closure of the Pleasure Island clubs in 2008, the downtown Disney area was in for more changes. Trendy, a more hip clothing store, replaced Summer Sands on March 19th. Characters in Flight, a tethered balloon, began taking guests on a 400-foot-high flight in the air beginning in late March, weather permitting. The Virgin Megastore, one of the largest venues in all of downtown Disney, would close forever on May 12th as part of the chain's nationwide closures. It was replaced temporarily by Diana, the People's Princess, an exhibit showcasing artifacts and the life of the late former Princess of Wales in July. The exhibit would operate through November. On June 5th, Paradiso 37, a Latin American restaurant, opened in the old Pleasure Island, now referred to simply as the Warehouse District for the time being. Plans remained to turn this into Hyperion Wharf, but little did guests know behind closed doors, those plans were rapidly changing. In an effort to bring life to the dead area, a temporary entertainment offering called Celebrate Tonight was added, tying into that year's promotion. 3 separate Disney Vacation Club resorts would open in 2009. On May 1st, Kadani Village was added to Animal Kingdom Lodge. The resort opened at about 65% capacity of its 324 units. Inside, guests would find the Johari Treasure Shop and, a personal favorite of mine, Sanaa, the Indian-African fusion restaurant known for its bread service. The guest rooms overlook both the Sunset and Pembe savannas. The resort features the Survival of the Fittest Fitness Center, the Samawati Springs Pool, and the Magi Pool Bar. The Treehouse Villas at Disney's Saratoga Springs Resort were built in a natural forest glens with 63-bedroom homes that would open on June 1st. These standalone structures, elevated 10 feet off the ground on pedestals and beams, are nestled unobtrusively into natural glens alongside the Sassagoula River. Bay Lake Tower at Disney's Contemporary Resort and its 428 rooms opened on August 4th with spectacular views of the Magic Kingdom and Bay Lake, particularly from the Top of the World Lounge located on the 15th floor, which is exclusive to Disney Vacation Club members. The Bay Cove Pool serves the resort in addition to the existing amenities that guests can access through the Contemporary Resort's new Skywalk Bridge. Over on the boardwalk, Spoodles would close on August 1st and was replaced on the 15th by Cuisina by celebrity chef Kat Cora. The new restaurant featured Greek and Southern fusion cuisine. The ESPN Innovation Lab was added to the newly christened ESPN Wide World of Sports complex on October 16th, serving as a test bed for new technology in sports and broadcasting. 2009 was a tough year for Walt Disney World as low attendance forced deep discounts, including the buy 4, get 3 nights and free dining. Tragic cast member incidents, along with the death of Walt's nephew Roy E. Disney, added tragedy to the year as well. However, the company would keep moving forward with the acquisition of Marvel in August and the creation of D23. Disney would weather these challenges and move forward with significant new projects in the years to come. Well, time sure flies. If you're enjoying this jump from time to time with us, please hit the like button and please subscribe for this program and others. You can support this show and others by joining the WDWNT Inner Globe Society at patreon.com/WDWNT. To get the perfect gear to celebrate 50 years of Walt Disney World, you can shop at carouselofproducts.com. We'll see you real soon right here on Timekeeping.